I became a mom 2 months before my 40th birthday. Thanks, that's very nice. And when I got pregnant, folks had a lot of questions. Like my older sister has 2 kids, and she said, "Sister, did you use those ovulation kits I suggested? We found them very helpful." And I said, "No, we just had a lot of sex." She goes, "Oh, that works too. Sure, thank you. Truth be told, we were extremely lucky because we started late. I got married when I was 38 and a half. And we had 1 miscarriage, had our daughter, who's now 3, and then 2 more miscarriages. And because I love a deadline, we decided to give ourselves the deadline of my 43rd birthday. If I hadn't conceived by then, we would declare ourselves done. It's okay. This gets better. It's fine. We're all going to be fine. I'm fine. It's fine. But as my 43rd birthday approached, the sadder and sadder I became. And my hair started to fall out. My dermatologist said it was stress-related and that I couldn't do anything about it until we had decided we were done trying to conceive. And I asked my husband, who seemed fine. I was like, "How do you seem fine with all of this?" And he goes, "I'm not, but we can't both be sad." So we decided to go to a fertility specialist and get some closure around all this, right? Just get some quick info, maybe some statistics, some odds, so we could sleep better at night, right? So I figure I'll be gone from my job for an hour at this appointment. Maybe there'll be like a chart, something that gives me a sense of things, and I'll go back. This is not what happened. I met with a medical student for 45 minutes who interviewed my husband and I. It was brutal, like intimate stuff, like our sexual histories, our sex life, you name it, our medical health history of our families. And to make matters worse, she looked like she was about 12. I was like, "Seriously, you're so shiny. I could be your mother. Like, this isn't right." So she disappears for 15 minutes. I assume telling the fertility specialist, the skinny, because they both come back in. The fertility doctor looks like she's about 25. I was like, "You're kidding me, seriously?" Like, these women look like they could get pregnant just by sitting on a bike from a spin class that hadn't been wiped down. So I'm like, fantastic, we're doing this. The fertility doctor is extremely confident, by the way, and she lays out my options, assuming I'm going to take one of them. And before I can do any of the options she suggests, though, I have to go through a litany of tests, like 15 tests, all like assigned to the day that corresponds with the day of my cycle, including a blood test that day. My husband, mind you, could just masturbate into a cup. Like, any day of the week, it's fine. It's fine, doesn't matter, it's fine. So my first option, she said she could give me something that would help me get pregnant. I probably wouldn't stay pregnant. Okay, so we ruled that out. The next option was in vitro fertilization, which would be a better bet. And this is where the doctor got really aggressive, like a little scary. She's like, I will get you to where you want to go. I will get you to that finish line. And in my head, like, I'm half expecting her to say, like, I will get you that baby. I would be like, whose baby is it? Still my baby. Where's this baby coming? What is IVF? I don't understand. So at this point, but IVF would take a really long time. And so at this point, I'm trying to make a joke. I'm just like, you know what? I look at my husband, I'm like, let's just get a dog. Like, this is cool. Got all the information I need. But then the doctor looks at me, and her voice gets extremely gentle at this point. And she says, the last option, and I'm not sure you're there yet, is a donor egg. The egg of a much younger woman. And I kept my composure until that point, but then I just lost it. Like, I just felt so sad, and I felt like the need to apologize to my husband and my kid for something I can't even apologize for, which is the number of years I've existed. I was just crushed. I don't remember, like, what happened after that. I think my husband tried to add some levity, like, hey, ladies, are either of you only children? And they both said no, and the young med student said, well, I'm dating an only child. He seems normal. So we left. I cried all the way to the parking lot, cried in the car. I never opened the folder of material that they gave us. I never took the blood test. I didn't take any tests, actually. But what I learned is that closure, which sounds tidy and defined, is actually extremely messy. I was sad for at least a week. But then I gathered up all my maternity clothes and the baby clothes, and I donated them, and that felt awesome. I went on Rogaine, I started sprouting little hairs, which made me really happy. I don't know, I squeezed my daughter a little tighter. I do get sad sometimes though, but now there are moments, right? Like on Thanksgiving, my daughter's playing with her 6-month-old baby boy cousin, and she was like attached to him. She was obsessed, and I was sad. But I can live with those moments. I have to, because that's where our story ends. Thank you.